So, Namaskar, Adab, Sat Sri Akal, good evening, and hello, everyone. I, Deepak Srivastav, your host for today's session, invite you and welcome you to the first Skillful Saturday session of Season 2 with loads of energy and learning, organized by the Public Speaking Institute, the PSI community, with a vision to bring eminent speakers from different fields who can add value to your life by sharing the knowledge and situations they have been through using the power of communication. So, before we start, let me introduce you to our vision, mission, and objective of PSI. The vision of PSI is to have at least one public speaker in every home who can inspire the entire family. The mission of PSI is the mission to create 1 million public speakers by the year 2030. Objective of PSI is to promote public speaking, presentation skills, effective communication, storytelling, personality development, and a lot more. And I'm happy to share with you that in the wonderful PSI community, we have professional speakers, public speakers, authors, anchors, coaches, trainers, influencers, startup business owners, professionals, educators, and many more. Just a humble request, please follow the rules as under. Maintain the decorum of the forum. Do not unmute yourself unless you are being asked or invited for. And keep your question and answers for the session till to the end. And don't worry, you will be given a chance to ask your question and it will be answered too. And before I start, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to author Sherry Sir, the visionary founder and managing director of Public Speaking Institute community of 2.5 lakh plus public speakers and professionals around the globe, and who is also pioneering to give India its first public speaking university. Yo, he is a well-known international public speaking coach and mentor and has created 18,000 plus public speakers and is on a mission to create 1 million public speakers by the year 2030. This also happens to be the mission of PSI as well. He is also the founder and president MS Talks India, a public speaking platform given to 20,000 plus speakers across the world, and is 8-time international TEDx speakers, 4 times Joe Stock speakers, and author of international bestsellers. May I request everyone to please unmute themselves and let's give a big round of applause to author Sherry Sir, founder and managing director, Public Speaking Institute.
Thank you, Deepak. I'm humbled. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, yeah. So there have been a lot questions already asked to Miss April Strong. And I would also like to say something, if you allow me, Miss April. You all must be aware that April marks the beginning of financial year and life revolves around our strength, which means one has to be strong in order to remain motivated and optimistic. And as already informed, to begin the session with motivation and optimism, I would like to introduce you to Miss April Strong. She is an acceleration coach, a transformation strategist, helping working women professionals scale up the corporate ladder so that they can 10x their personal and professional successes, from being abandoned and homeless in a foreign country to being a woman of substance, strength, and compassion. Her journey and purpose has taught her more than she could imagine. In the trial of adversity, she had learned the most critical lessons that formed her character and shaped her destiny. Today, she invests her time and energy into being the best mentor she can possibly be. Now, people ask me what she is a transformation strategist. Why is she a transformation strategist? She is a transformation strategist, as a transformation strategist is similar to a life coach, as he or she focus on most areas of your life and ensure that you are able to transform into a much better version of yourself. But unlike a life coach and transformation strategist, will not only ask you questions, but will also strategize a plan for you. And this is what she does. She not only takes you through her program, but also guides you and guides her, a client as well, like a companion or a consultant. Her work and her program as a student of psychology, she had loved studying human behavior and behavioral patterns. Her program helps clients find their dream jobs, their dream paycheck, and the position or designation they want while achieving work life balance. What inspires her most about her work is the fact that she is able to help women to be more independent thinker, contribute to society, be financially independent, and provide better for their families, their children. Our client ranges from freshers to senior level professionals who are looking for a purpose in their professional life. Unemployed clients have landed into mid level jobs in MNCs even after a long gap of 5 to 10 years. And some mid level professionals have already started earning as they have managed to make up to a direct 100% jump in their salaries. Wow. I would like to have a special session with you, ma'am. And her major strength is to help women to restart their career while getting a dream paycheck. Today, she is here with us to share her insights on how women can restart their career into the corporate world after a gap. So please join me to invite Miss April Strong with a big round of applause.
Woo! Wow, amazing.
April ji,
Thank
please,
you.
please all yours.
Thank you so much, Deepak. That was such a beautiful, such beautiful lines and such a beautiful introduction. The way you said it, मुझे अपने आप से प्यार हो गया एक और बार. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that is true. The reason why I told you about the 100% hike is not to tell you what somebody else can do for you, but what you can do for yourself. As a coach, I don't have the power to do anything unless the client himself wants to do it, right? But to work on himself, that is when the magic really. So the reason why I mention it is because it happens a lot. And recently was into the IT. She was already making a really good package. She was at 12 lakhs. And she made a direct jump. She got 10 offers, and she made a direct jump was 24 lakhs. And that was the highest one. She got multiple offers between 20 to 21 to 23, and this was at 24, which she's accepting. So yeah, the reason to bring it up is just to give everybody an insight on what is possible. No matter who you go with, no matter if you want to do it by yourself with your own help, doesn't matter. It's just that you know what is possible for yourself to achieve. Now, yeah, let's start with the session. I would like to share my screen and, share my PPT. And yeah, we will go in with that. Okay, so what we are discussing today is a very important topic according to me. And I think most of the women today will associate with it. And the reason why we associate is because almost each one of us will have this situation where we might have to take a break from our work. And some people are strong enough to not take it, and some people are strong enough to take it for their family, right? Both ways, what the decision you make is absolutely fine. But what I'm here to tell you is that decision does not change your destiny or your career and your professional life. That does not decide anything. So this is about re-entering the corporate world. And the agenda for today is going to be, we're going to talk about the real problem when it comes to finding work, the myths that we face, the myths and the ideologies that we have against and versus the facts of today, the mindset that is required, and the market situation, the strategies that you need to get your dream job. What is it that you want to do to achieve that? How do you upgrade your skill? What is really required to get your job? Then we come to a situation where people would most likely tell you that they're technically challenged. And I'm here to break your myth around that and how you need to change that. Then we come to acing the interview, which is a real game, right? You can sit at home and imagine all the jobs that you want to get. But what about the interview? How do you crack that interview, and how do you claim authority in that interview? Then we come to the advantages that the company is going to have by hiring you. Then I'm going to share some resources that we could use, anybody in this situation could use. Now, the first point is about the unavoidable circumstances. We all know this, so I'm going to just spend a minute discussing this. Whatever your reason is, whether it's your family, your children, maybe you had to move because of your marriage, you had to move to a different country, you don't have visa right now, you just can't work. It could be a health problem, or it could be a family member's health problem. Doesn't matter what your problem is. What matters is that you took the break, and now what you need to do to come back. What are the myths around it? So you may think that the biggest hurdle in finding work is actually the finding of work, which is not true. That is the least of your problems. If you want a job, if you want work, you will absolutely get it. The real problem is something totally different, and that problem starts and stays before you even make that resume, before you put that pen down, before you start typing on that, on that Word document. That is when it really, really starts. Now, let's look at the actual real hurdles. Your intention. Most people I meet, they will tell you that I want to join back work, but that intention is not clear. Imagine Monday, if you want to join back work. Tuesday, you're wondering that, oh my God, my kids are going to be missing me. Wednesday, you're wondering, oh, I can't go for my afternoon coffee with my friends, or I can't enjoy my TV show. Then you need to understand that your intention to work is not clear. And it is not going to work unless your intention is clear. The second point is clarity. You need to be 100% clear on why you want to start working. And how do you do that? You need to take a pen and a paper, write down your reasons and how this work, this job that you're looking for, this career that you're so passionate about, how is that making a difference in your life? That is what is going to matter. Your clarity needs to be so strong that it takes you out of your comfort zone. It takes you out of all your hurdles and your challenges. So what is your clarity? What is going to be your purpose? If you tell me that I want to create a college fund for my child, well, that's interesting. You tell me I want to be financially independent. Right now, yeah, my partner is able to provide everything, but I feel that I need to have enough money to take him out on a vacation, to take my children out on a vacation. That is the kind of reason you want. It has to be strong enough. It has to be strong enough that strong fighting for your family, right? We're here only discussing if you want to start your work. Then comes the comfort zone. Believe it or not, the first few months when you stop working, you quit your job, you're going to be a little, you're going to be a little sad about leaving that. It is going to bother you. But after a few years, that becomes your comfort zone. Now you're worried about rejection. You're worried about going back to work. You're worried about sitting in that cubicle for 8 hours. So you need to, that clarity that you already worked on, that has to work, that has to help you get completely out of your comfort zone. It has to tell you that no matter what it is, I'm ready to face it and I'm going to do it. Because see, imagine any change in your life, anything new that you want, you need to make changes and you need to be okay, and you need to face the change that it will bring in your life. Next, asking people and believing what you want. Now, what happens most of the times when you have to start working, you will talk to all of your friends. You need to imagine who are the people you want to work, you want to talk to. Trust me, if you are going to talk to another person who has not joined work yet, then you're going to feel more demotivated. If you call that person, of course, she's going to tell you that, oh, I worked really hard. But no, that is not the truth. If you work hard once a week, in finding a job, in applying to a few jobs, and then you never look back at what was the reply. That is not called working hard, right? And that happens. So if you want to talk to somebody, decide who you want to talk to. Find people who have done this, what you want to do. Talk to those people, ask them how did they do it. First, it'll give you ideas. Second, it will motivate you and tell you that it is possible and you're going to be able to do it. Then be solution focused and not problem focused. This is the biggest problem that we all have in all walks of life. We only imagine the problems and we fumble and only recreate it in our minds. But what we need to do is be solution focused. For example, your problem is I want to drop and pick up my child every single day. It's a non-negotiable. I need to do that as a mother. It's okay. There are so many women, there are so many men who do it, and they're still working and they're working in higher positions. So why can't you do it? So if you know that you want a job where you're able to pick up your child and drop your child, which means you need a job work that has work from home option. You need a job that has flexible timings. That is all. That doesn't mean that you can't start working. Second example, let's say you want to, you want to do a certain thing for your family every day at 7. You want to stop working at 7 p.m. What does that mean? You're not ready for a night shift job. You want a day shift job that ends at 7 p.m. So write down your non-negotiables and then apply to your jobs. Now, when you apply to your jobs also, you need to understand that people don't put on the job description that work from home is allowed and this and that. You will get to the point when you start talking to them. Next point, you have to actually tackle each and every hurdle. So whatever your problems, you need to provide a solution. You need to write down your problem. You need to write down your solution. What is your non-negotiable? And then just go for it. Let's look at your plan of action. The strategy is to get your dream job. What is that strategy going to be? First, like we discussed, your intention, getting out of your comfort zone, getting that clarity, all of those things has to do with your mindset, right? So you need to work on your mindset. You need to get the facts right. You need to talk to the right people and get that mindset in place, that this is what I absolutely need. And I'm not going to compromise on my family. I'm not going to compromise on the money. Market situation. What is the market situation today? We are going through a very lucky phase, honestly, because of the pandemic today, almost every company is very much inclined to giving opportunities to women and giving opportunities to people from all around the world. So the market is absolutely in your favor. Almost every company has learned how to get work out of you, even when they don't have a physical office. And imagine the benefits that they have. They're not having to pay that electricity bill. They're not having to pay for that physical structure, no rent, no investment. So it is a win-win situation for both of you. So I'm here to tell you that the MDs, the CEOs, the COOs in most of the bigger companies also are working from home today. If you want to choose a job where you're working from your office 1 or 2 days and other days are work from home, you can do that as well. So that is not a problem. The market is absolutely in your favor, and there are lots and lots of opportunities today. You just need to dig in and wait for the right thing to come your way. Then comes networking. Now, yes, you have to prepare that resume in online, your cover letters and this and that. But at the end of the day, networking is the most important skill that you need today. Why? Just imagine you are a recruiter, you are an HR recruiter, you have posted a job. You're going to get about at least 500 to 1,000 resumes minimum for each and every position. Are you willing to go through 500 to 1,000 resumes to find one person? Nobody is, right? So your resume could be the best, but the chances of you getting that job is still not as much as if you network with people. But this is not about friendship. Okay. So this is not about saying, oh, somebody has a friend in a company, that is why he got a job. See, most friends will not even want their friends in a job that they are working in. Okay. That is a fact. It is all about networking. Even if you find a friend who's supporting you, that also is because you networked with that person, right? Now, what you need to understand here is, how do you network? Your biggest asset today is LinkedIn. You have to be on LinkedIn. Everybody knows that you're there to find work. So when you contact somebody on LinkedIn and tell them that, okay, I'm looking for a job, I'm looking for a career change, there is no apprehension about it. There are no inhibitions to send that message, because everybody knows you're there for that, for some kind of growth. Not everybody needs a job, a new job, but everybody is there to grow in their career, right? So that is a pre-assumption. Nobody is going to object that. Nobody is going to look at you, look down upon you for requesting somebody or connecting with somebody. Then you can actually go on LinkedIn and look at people you worked with in the past, your past colleagues. Imagine, look at the situation. If you have a colleague you haven't contacted for 3 years or 5 years, to send a text message, the number may still be the same, but to send that text message or the WhatsApp is a lot more difficult than just sending a connection request on LinkedIn, because social media is to connect with people. So when you connect with people you know from your past, it is so much more easier to do it on LinkedIn rather than sending that text message to them. So make use of it. Go put your email ID, put the companies you have worked in the past. That will bring up all of those contacts from your past, from your history, from those companies on your list right there. That is going to be on your list. You just have to go and request a connection to all of those people. They may connect with you later, they may not connect with you, that doesn't matter. But now you have opened a conversation, and that's what's important, what you do, right? We're not here to discuss what other person does to support you. It is all about what you're doing, what is the effort that we are making to get what we want. Then there is an option on LinkedIn to go and say that you're open for work. When you say you're open for work, anybody who looks at your profile knows what you're there for, knows what you're doing. Right now, when you say open for work, then you put your email ID right on your cover page. There's a profile picture towards the end. I can show you that maybe. And I'll show you my LinkedIn profile so that we can take some examples. There is a profile picture and there's a cover photo behind that. If you put your email ID right there, you're much more accessible to people who want to contact you. Now, the third point you need to remember is your title. You can put a title on your LinkedIn profile saying, what is it that you do? Why are you here for? So let's say you want to be a teacher. You don't have to say fourth grade teacher, second grade teacher, first grade teacher. You can say that you're looking for these kind of opportunities. And that tells somebody that you're open for work, point number one. Second, this is the job that you do. It actually increases your chances of connecting with anybody who knows an opportunity. There's another way you can do this. You can search for people on LinkedIn from your industry. If you have jotted down what are the companies you need to work with, you can search those companies, look for people from those companies and start connecting with those people. You can start posting, you can start, actual conversations with them. And that is definitely going to help you a long, long way. Now, there are so many professional networks today. PSI is one of them. There are so many professional networks which help you just for your career, for getting jobs. You should be in one of those networks at least. There are two reasons why you would like to do something like this. One, of course, the anticipation, the expectation that maybe you being in this professional network may help you get the job that you want. Maybe somebody here can refer you and things like that could happen. But let's say that doesn't happen. Even if that doesn't happen, there's a big mindset shift that is going to happen as soon as you connect with people with the same kind of intentions and who are there to grow in life. It is, just imagine, why do we say masterminds? We say masterminds because um, we all need to surround ourselves with people like whom we want to become. And that is going to help us and motivate us even before we know it. It's not about what somebody says. Now, if I am connected with author Sherry, I'm inspired by him in some ways, right? And I know what he does. And I know that connecting with him only takes me in the right direction. I'm not going to chit chat with him about things, unnecessary things. He doesn't have the time for that. So even if I want, he's not going to entertain me. So any conversation, any networking here only helps you grow, and that is for your benefit. You also will learn so much in that process. Next, like we discussed in the market situation, again, companies today are so much willing to recruit women, and they do prefer women returning from work. Just imagine if you are a recruiter, would you care about the skill set that the person brings in, or how much time has he been home, or how much time has he not worked? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you've been doing in the past and until yesterday. What matters is if you have the skill that is required for me to get the work that I need to get out of you. That is all that matters. And so, practically speaking, a lot of companies prefer, and they know that there are so many people in this situation who are desperately looking. So point number one is that today we're in a very good era where entrepreneurs have humanity, and entrepreneurs are starting companies. They are into startups for a simple reason that they want to contribute to society, right? So they're more willing to help somebody who is in more need of that job than anybody else. They, because it gives them fulfillment. Wouldn't you feel fulfilled if you're able to help a friend who is really in need? कोई भूखा है, उसको आपने खाना दे दिया. Will that give you more fulfillment, or somebody who is already, just because he came home, you gave him tea? That gives you more fulfillment. Simple. The reply is very simple. And I'm here to tell you that there are so many youngsters starting startups, starting to work, who all have the same mentality, same ideology, that I'm here to contribute. Yes, I'm here to make money. No doubt about that. My family needs to feed itself. I need to feed myself. There's nothing wrong in making money. You need to live abundant lives. You deserve it. All of us deserve it. There's nothing wrong in that. But while doing that, if you can create other people, you can make other people believe in themselves, make money for them, why not? Who wouldn't like that, right? So yes, you need to look at and get inspired from people who have humanity and who are ready to help and contribute to the society. Look at them and apply to those kind of jobs. You're totally going to crack it. Then, do not believe people who tell you that you have to start from scratch and you have to start with the same salary that you stopped working. That is a myth. I'm here to ask you a simple question. Have you heard those stories where an IIM graduate, a fresher with zero work experience, gets a salary of 1 crore rupees? You all have heard those stories. What was the past experience? Where did he leave his career? What was the last salary? Did anybody ask? So nobody really cares. Nobody cares. Everybody only cares about what you bring to the table. So don't go with that mindset that, okay, my salary, I'll tell you how this is going to stop you. Let's say your previous salary 5 years ago was only 20,000. If you want to start working today, you have to afford a nanny for your child. You need a cook to work for you. You need a driver probably. That itself is going to eat up 20,000. What are you working for is going to be your next question. And that is going to demotivate you from working, from even making that effort. Don't get fooled by these uh, myths and these scenarios. These are unreal, absolutely unreal. All you need to do is prove that you have the skill set. Nobody cares. 5 saal pehle, maybe the market rate for your job was 20,000 or 30,000 and you made 20,000. Today, if the market rate for your job for that skill set is 1 lakh rupees, then why are you asking for anything less is my question. Simple. Upgrade your skill, know what you got to learn, go there and tell them, I have everything that you need, I can perform, and this is the salary I'm expecting. You need to own whatever you say. That's all that matters. Acing the interview. Now, this is where the reality hits. I have also been in HR. I'll tell you a very simple logic that HRs use. If you show me a weakness, it is my job to pinpoint that weakness and expect and understand how is that weakness bothering you. Do you understand my point? If your body language says that, oh my God, I have a career gap and I am going to not do well in this job. Oh, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Then obvious question is, I'm going to test the waters and I'm going to ask these questions. Number one, how confident are you about doing well at this job? Do you think you will be able to handle your family and work at this point of time? How do you think you are better than others for this job? Someone can even ask you, how do you compare with someone without a career gap? Now you have a career gap. How do you think you're going to perform as well as him? You need to understand that the interviewer is asking this question only to test your confidence. If he had a problem with your career gap, you will never be there to give that interview. Do you get the point here? That is the deal breaker. Nobody is going to ask you to come for that interview. If I don't like your resume screams career gap, career gap, career gap. I have a problem with that. Why am I asking you to come for the interview? I will not. The reason I asked you to come for that interview is because I don't care. All I care about is your confidence, your ownership, and how you think you're going to make it. So, number one, own the career break. If someone's going to ask you, you took a career break, how do you think you can perform? You might have forgotten everything. You need to say, I know driving. If I've not driven for 5 years, it may take me 5 days to get accustomed to everything. But after the 5th day, I don't need a driving course to do it. I don't need another 5 years to do it. I know driving. I can drive. Exactly the same way is your job. I have done it for whatever years, even for 1 year. Doesn't matter. All I need is maybe an hour of brushing up. You need to tell them, see, let me be honest with you. Maybe it will take me a week to get a fair idea of what's going on. But I can tell you that 1 week is something that anybody else will also need. You need to tell them that my drive to do something, to prove myself is so high, you will not find that drive in anybody else. You need to sell yourself there. That's what they're looking for. Okay, so if they have called you for that interview, they don't care about your career gap. All they care about is your sense of ownership, your confidence, and your commitment, your dedication. You need to be committed and you need to say that I will do it. I know I can do it. Now, claiming authority. Like I said, some interviewers will just not care about your career gap. They will never ask you a single question about it. So don't even bring it up because they know this is normal. This is a normal scenario. Everybody takes a break. It's your life. Nobody is going to say that, oh, you cannot take a break or a absentee or whatever. It's your life. You rule it, right? So if they don't care, don't bring it up. Don't tell them anything about your gap. Only tell them about your skill, about what you're there to work for, and what you want to do. Your plans, those are the things. Only the good things you want to talk about. Now, if someone does ask you about your career gap, how do you present it? You can say something like this: I feel blessed for being able to take some time off for my family when they needed me the most. And now I am ready to start work again and give it my absolute best. You can tell them that I am so committed. Thank you, Deepakji. I am so committed that when my family needed me, I was there to support them because they deserve me, right? Your family deserves you. Just because you get a job as a CEO, are you going to forget your family? You're going to forget your wife, you forget your kids and go say that, oh, now I'm the CEO, I have to be there 24/7. No, your work life, your career is a part of your life. The real happiness does still come from your friends, your family, your life, right? You can't make your career your life. So tell them, I'm super happy that I took that time off for my family and now I'm ready to take this work, take responsibility, and also tell them that now I feel very confident that I can handle my family and my work equally well. Equally well. You don't want to tell them that, one is more important. Today, work is more important. No, your family is always going to be important, right? Now, your real problem is your skill set. If you get that interview and you get rejected, there are two reasons for it. One, you were super good, but you have something better. You are super good, but there was somebody else who did better in that interview, maybe, right? Who was better than you at that point of time. And the second biggest reason is your skill set. People don't care about your career gap if you can prove that you have the skill and what is required to do the job, to perform that job. So here you need to remember, there is no, what do you call it? There is no escape route when it comes to your skill set. But how do you build that skill set? You don't have to think that, the first interview I am going to give when I'm absolutely prepared, I'm 100% confident, that is the time I'm going to give that interview. 100% confidence is never going to come. You need to start giving the interview, and one day you will totally make it. And that day is not going to be far. How do you build that skill? Online meets, seminars, go to Udemy, go to YouTube, learn everything. All the knowledge today is free. We live when it comes to knowledge, it is absolutely free today. Only when somebody is giving his time to you. Like if I am personally coaching you, personally training you, that is the only time when I'm going to charge you money for it, right? If I'm putting a video on YouTube, do you pay me for watching my video? No, you don't. Because that's for masses, that's for everybody, that's for the public. I'm spending 10 minutes so everybody can see it, right? So you need to understand there is no escape route in that. Then comes your actual job skills. Learn a new tool. Let's say you're from IT, okay? There is a new technology called Python. There's a software called Jira. There's a new software that has come. There's a new tool that's come. Learn that tool so you have something to talk about. Okay, let me give you an example. There are still a lot of people that companies are looking for to work in the cloud environment, right? We all today, I think, somewhat understand what a cloud storage and cloud environment is. There are so many job opportunities. All you need to imagine is, okay, I want to get into the IT. I love IT. And I may have zero experience. I don't care. I have zero experience. I want to start as a fresher, but I want a good job, a good paycheck. Get into cloud because the starting salary is very high. If you learn how to use it, you have some knowledge and you have some practical knowledge, which you can get if you even get a small course. You can prove it to the company and get that job. Simple as that. So whatever your field is, stay upgraded. That is what is going to stop you. So you stay upgraded and learn. And that still doesn't mean, let's say you don't do the technology, still doesn't mean you're not getting the job. You can still, the company may be willing to provide training and get you in that job. So the what I tell my clients also is very simple. Never aim for perfection. Just aim for progress. Each interview you give, you're going to learn so much more. Look at that. Look at, आज अगर मेरा इंटरव्यू है, आज मैंने ये लेक्चर देना है, आज मैंने बहुत मेहनत की, राइट? यही मैंने शायद कल नहीं की होती या कल नहीं करूंगी. क्यों करी इतनी मेहनत? क्योंकि इंटरव्यू था, राइट? क्योंकि लेक्चर था. जब आपका इंटरव्यू होता है, आपकी पढ़ाई बहुत तेज होती है. सो लुक एट दैट बेनिफिट. भले ही आपको जॉब, वो जॉब ना मिले, तीसरा इंटरव्यू में जॉब मिलेगा, चौथे में मिलेगा, पांचवें में तो मिल ही जाएगा, राइट? सो don't be scared of rejection, just keep going for it. Technically challenged. I can't tell you how many people I meet who will tell me, oh, I'm technically challenged, I'm so scared of technology. First, you're not technically challenged. If you are somebody who uses a smartphone, you are not technically challenged. If you have a couple of apps in there, you know what the user interface is, how the app works, you're able to put a few things in there. Don't call yourself technically challenged, please. Because as soon as you call yourself technically challenged, that is where your excuse starts. That is where your hurdle starts. Stop saying that and look at your positives. You're using the smartphone. There are so many apps you had no idea about. Now you're using it. Same way, you're going to use everything else also. Because biggest thing today is you need to learn how to use Zoom. You need to learn how to use Google Hangouts. Because simple, your interview most likely will be an online interview. Will you give a job to somebody who's struggling to even log into his account? No. That's a very bad impression that you create. You may still get the job, but you have created a very bad impression. You need to first learn to use Google Hangouts, Zoom. Stop telling yourself you're technically challenged and understand that if you want to work from home, you need to prove that you can work from home. You can't be technically challenged if you want to work from home. So learn it. There is no आप 2 दिन में सारी चीजें सीख जाओगे. That is, it's as simple as that. Advantages for the company. Believe it or not, companies spend loads and loads of money for recruitment for each and every position. They spend a lot of money. And then what happens? Most of the times, the person who's giving the interview, when he has a lot of experience, he's so skilled, he has 10 offers, he has at least 4 offers. So his chance of joining that company is not even 20%, even after getting the offer letter. You imagine how much work that company, that recruiter has done to get that person to that stage of getting the offer letter. And now he quits. Now he says, I'm not going to join. The benefit of the company is when the company gives a job to you, your chances of joining the company is much higher than somebody else. And companies do look for this, okay? Because people want somebody who will stay. You may be the best employee, best matlab, but I know that you will come and leave in 1 month. So I have wasted my 1 month on you, training you, teaching you. So it's just logic that I want somebody who is going to stay with me. Second, no notice period. Do you know that most companies have a minimum of 30-day notice period? Some companies have to buy back the notice period for the employee. They have to pay 3 months salary to the previous company to get that person right now, joining immediately. Okay. when they employ you, they don't have that problem. And there is no issue of a notice period in your case. You're already so desperate to work that if they give you a job and ask you to join next week, you're going to probably be saying, oh, yes, I'm ready for it. So that's an advantage they have. Now let's look at the resources. There are a lot of resources today for women, for not just for women, but for anybody joining back to work. Jobs for Her is specifically for women, and it is an amazing website. It is all about people who want to come back to work after a break. See, we need to understand that everybody values people who are coming back to work. Okay, so you can go to Jobs for Her, and there are so many other resources that you can go for. You can just Google it, you can just YouTube it, and you will get tons and tons of resources you can use to get that job in your situation. There's a friend of mine called Austin Belcac. He has some free tools you could use. It's called his website is called Cultivated Culture. He has a free resume builder. He has a free resume scanner. These are the tools you can use to build your resume, to scan. If you already have a resume, you can scan the resume. So there are lots of tools, lots of things. And when it comes to professional networks, there is one professional network that I'm associated that is working for me. There are so many other, there is like BNI, there's so many other networks, which you need to see what suits you. I belong to a network called Strong Human Network, where it is all about helping each other and making the other person a stronger human being. And there we look at career growth and career excellence also. You could get the quality of people in the network is brilliant. So it's easier, it has been easier for people to get jobs. So that is something you need to look at. What is the professional network you're joining and how you're going to utilize all of these resources. I'm going to do a simple thing. That is where I end. And I'll just brief you a little bit, summarize everything. And I will just share my screen and show you what I was telling you about LinkedIn. Okay, so this is my LinkedIn account. Now, if you look at this, there is a profile picture and this is your cover page. Okay, the cover picture. This is where you put your title and tell people what you are looking for. Then on your cover page, you can put your email ID. That also helps. And you have the feature of open to work. You could be using that as well. So yeah, I mean, you have to remember that LinkedIn is something that is your best friend right now, and you need to use it to your advantage. Yeah, that's about it. And basically, if I summarize in just 2 minutes what we've discussed, there's nothing stopping you except for you yourself to get that job. And you need to first work on your mindset, then work on the strategies that you, okay, let me just put that slide back in there. Okay. The most important thing is your mindset. Be strong. Only talk to people who can help you get what you want. You can hire a coach. I work with people in these situations and with people who are already working and want to excel in life. I only work with working women professionals, and you need to find somebody who can help you. See, it may sound difficult for you to even assume that, but you need to understand maybe the only paycheck, your first month's salary, you paid to somebody, but that stops you from wasting an year or two of your life just hunting for that job aimlessly. So that is an investment that you make. That is a what do you call it, a decision that you make. So yeah, there are a lot of ways to do it, and all the best. And I hope that you find a job as quickly as possible and reach out to people, even if it is for free. There are so many people who are ready to help you. You can book a discovery call with me, absolutely free. I would love for you to follow me on my social media channels. I'm called April Strong everywhere. You could type April Strong or say Coach April Strong, and you will find me. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much, Atishari. Thank you so much, Deepak. And I think you can take over now.
Thank you very much, April. It was a wonderful and amazing session. Lot
Thank
of insights, and well, you actually presented it in a different way that how you should take up the things rather than focusing on your negatives. You can show that how you can be a positive and asset for the company.
Thank
Wonderful
you
explained.
so much. Thank you
Great,
so
great.
much. It was
Wonderful.
actually a very wonderful opportunity. जो मैंने बोला, that is the truth. कि unless something, see, as human beings, when something comes on your head, that's when you want to work really hard on it. So this opportunity also was something like that. As soon as it came, I was like, okay, I want to work on this. And then it started. So yeah, thank you. I feel so blessed. And I hope ki, at least one or two people can benefit from everything that I shared. At least they feel motivated and they feel that they can do it. And there are so many people who have done this. It is just like comparing yourself with a fresher. If a fresher can get itna amazing jobs at such higher positions, then why can't you, right? It doesn't really matter. You just have to believe.
Yeah. And I also love that what you shared, real hurdles, your intention, your clarity, your comfort zone, asking people and not believing in yourself. Well, that's very true. So anybody has any questions or anything to be asked? And Miss Deepa, I hope you already got the answer from Miss April, how you can connect with her.
Oh, I mean, how do I book the phone call, sir?
You can connect with us, so we'll assist you in that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So I think anybody else want to or say something? Okay. So now,
Deepak
yeah,
sir.
yeah.
Well, I would like to thank you, ma'am, for a lovely and amazing session. There are lots of inputs we can inculcate in our, skills, and it's very informative. Thank you for such a, I think thanks is not enough. I guess everyone is agree with me. So such a wonderful session. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much, Sneha. Thank you so much. I feel so obliged. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, I would request Author Sherry sir to please do the honors on behalf of PSI community to felicitate Miss April Strong with the token of appreciation. Sherry
Thank
sir,
you, Deepak. Thank you so much, Deepak.
we
Let me
would
share
love to
the
hear.
screen.
We would love to hear from you as well, little bit.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you, April, for such an informative session. And I think now I have somebody to contact with who's working with corporate professionals into women category. And
Yay.
that too helping accelerate their growth, personal growth. So I think that's a very different niche. And I'm meeting the first person in my circle. So welcome there. And I will surely be contacting you for any such reference coming my way. And today, your session was informating as well as meaningful. It connected everywhere, wherever you spoke upon on the dots related to how you can support, guide, mentor, and direct the women out there who are looking for a lot of support and guidance. Thank you for this wonderful and inspiring session. Please accept our heartfelt gratitude and this certificate of appreciation. You truly deserve it.
Thank you so much. This is wonderful. I'm so excited. This is amazing, amazing. Thank you, Author Sherry. This was like an amazing opportunity. I just loved, and हम पहली बार video call पे बात कर रहे हैं. So that is again interesting for me. Thank you. Much obliged.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, April. And with this, we come to an end for the session today. And do keep in touch for the next upcoming session after the next Saturday. So we'll be meeting up once again on 26th. Then it's coming up new Saturday with another session to not just motivate you, but to take you to the next level of yourself, because motivation and dedication will help you to do wonders in your life. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend and Stay blessed and blessed always. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.